Hey, starting up the studio vlogs again now that we have, I don't want to say downtime, and I don't want to say I'm caught up, but mostly because I'm kind of caught up, and also for the fact that I've had a lot of our therapists call in and say that they aren't comfortable showing up. So because of that, I have more time to record. I do have my kids here more often, obviously, duh, they're here all the time. But now it leaves me free to vlog perhaps instead of sitting in on therapy sessions. So we're gonna try to keep this up. And also because I feel like we have a lot of free time and we deserve to have some good videos perhaps. Maybe you'll like it, I hope you like them. I want to show you this. Check out this guy. This is gonna be, I made this for my son, Easter shirt. We're gonna do these, this is the first time you see him. I'm gonna take photos, but he is the darlingest little guy. Super cute. Okay, so because of that, we're gonna have him for Easter. We're doing toddler sizes, toddler and up. Adults can have them also, but I cannot shrink him down and keep him looking super cute for anything smaller. So we're not gonna be able to do baby onesies or tees, but I can put it on a bib for you if you really, really want it. If not, this will fit on anything. I put it in the corner, so it's gonna be kind of like a pocket situation. Super cute. My son's gonna wear that one. He's a 3T. So 2T and up, all the way to adult. If you also love Baby Yoda, I've thought of doing it on a women's tee, considering if I have time to do all that. But I think it'll be super cute. So we're gonna get started today, and today we're gonna be working on, I have an Instagram order to fill for a pineapple bag. You've probably seen them. It's an exclusive deal. If you DM me, I'll give you a discount and it'll be cheaper than what you see on Etsy. So we're gonna do that and see where we get today. Who knows where it'll lead us, but hopefully you'll stick with it, and we'll both see each other at the end of this video. Okay, for those of you who've never, are not familiar maybe with machine embroidery, so I have to, there's a hoop, the hoop goes on your machine, and that's kind of like how this works. And you put stuff on, this is called stabilizer, it pretty much holds up your project, and then you kind of just assemble your hoop. It's called hooping. I'm just hooping my stabilizer. And then the first, so if you have little components like you do on our pineapple bag, like it has leaves for instance, I have to make the leaves first because they actually were not made in the original design. They're different. The pineapple bag, if you've ever seen it, it's like yellow and they're sticking out. So any like add-on stick out parts I have to make separately. So this is usually why it takes a little longer for me to do these things. So, I hooped my machine, and the way this file was created, it's not unusual for my machine. It doesn't like stitching on essentially nothing or paper. It's going to trace out how big my leaves are going to be on my, onto this paper-like fabric that I just showed you, that I put on my hoop. Know kind of a guesstimate of how big it's going to be, and I have to make them first. Alright, cool. So this is like it's like an outline to let me know. My machine's letting me know where we're going to work. So this is the area I'm going to work on. So I'm going to look. I actually keep underneath this machine. I actually have drawers because this is like standing height. I have a lot of back problems, and so because of that, I need counters to be, they need to be the same height as like where I can work without having to hunch over all the time. Eventually I want to get all my tables like that, but for right now I only have one set up that way. Luckily I was able to find some at IKEA, but underneath this I have bins full of fabric, and so I'm gonna scrounge around and look for some green fabric. Seriously guys, I'm never this lucky. I found it right away. I found my green. Okay, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, actually this is what I used it for apparently. Same size. Cool. I'm gonna just get my ruler real quick and just see how I need to cut this. And I totally did this by accident. This pop socket wasn't working on the new case I got from the Apple store, and so I was so convinced that it was garbage that I had this ruler laying around, and I went out of anger and I said, God, it doesn't stick to anything, and I slapped it onto this ruler, and actually it does work. It just, this adhesive does not work with whatever silicone-y type things on my iPhone. But actually it turned out to be really helpful. Now I have a good grip on my ruler. It was actually a really good accident, so I really like, you know, sometimes out of frustration, innovation's born. Don't know, but that's my new motto. All right, so I need like 4 inches. And I'm gonna cut 2 of them. So I keep this little cutting table next door to my machine because sometimes I just need to cut things to put on here real quick. Oh, look at that. I think we'll just get just enough. And I'm not even gonna cut it all the way down because that scrap is not gonna be worth a damn, so it's a loss. So we're just not gonna cut it down. It was like a 9-inch cut, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so cool. I'm gonna show you how I put this on. Okay, so let me show you how this works. I'm gonna take this green that I just cut out for my leaves, and I gotta make sure that's fully covered. See, it has to cover all that outline. That's what my outline's for. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna hold it, which may be a little taboo. People like to use tape and things because they don't want needles going through their fingers. Well, I live life dangerously, so I just do whatever I want. So, not really the best practice, but I mean, anyone that really knows me wouldn't be surprised that I'm not doing what I'm told to do. If you ask my husband, I'm constantly rocking the boat, so, as is my personality, so I'm not really conventional in that sense. Okay, so this is what we call tacking it down. Essentially just means that it stitched my fabric onto this paper-like material. That's really it. And so for me, now I have to temporarily secure this green piece, because if you've bought this bag from me, you will know that the leaves are green on both sides. You don't see this paper stuff, so I have to stick this on and essentially sew both pieces together with the paper in between. Because without this paper, this machine would not work. So, blah, 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 blah. Oh, apparently I don't have tape. Also, not shocking, I'm gonna get some painter's tape. I don't usually use painter's tape, but that's just literally, I don't want to go to the other room and find my regular tape, Scotch tape, so it just needs to hold it down long enough for it to sew. So, you know. Alright, now I'm going to change this out, because whatever color goes inside this bottom bobbin is what you're going to see if it's like a, I don't know, if it's like a 360 design where you actually look at the front and the back. So I'm going to put green so that way it matches the top, because if not, your back of your leaf would be white stitching and the front would be green, and that might be that's a little weird. I don't quite like that. Sometimes I like things to match. It looks a little more professional. So now I'm just going to run my machine, and it's going to sew both pieces together. Okay, cool. So I'm going to show you what happened just now. Again, if you already know this stuff, you don't have to like bore yourself with it. So see, now it has stitching, and all this tape did was temporarily hold stuff down for me, just so I could sew them together. If not, it would just kind of be floating randomly, and it wouldn't work out the same way. Okay, so first thing, like I said, I have to make these leaves. Now I'm gonna take this off. And the cool thing about this paper-like stuff, I don't know, it's called tearaway stabilizer. Oh gosh, what is Alexa? Alexa, play my notification.
One new notification from Amazon Shopping. Your subscribe and save order is shipping soon. You can make changes until March 20th at your Amazon subscribe and save page.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for the memo. I already knew that. Okay, so the cool thing about this particular one, it's called tearaway stabilizer, is that you actually can rip it, and it's designed so that wherever there are stitches, it rips just like if you were to take a sheet of paper out of like your binder. It's like gets perforated, and then you just kind of rip it, which is like that. And then I'm gonna save this because I have a tinier hoop that I'm gonna use it for in one of my other businesses, so I'm not super wasteful. I didn't just use all of that for nothing. And so now, I'm gonna move you over a little bit. Let's see. Oh shoot, what did I just do? Okay, so I'm sorry if I know my husband's gonna watch this and this is gonna give him like uber anxiety. I'm sorry, I haven't cleaned this yet. I promised I would show you guys these things, but I'm gonna clean today. It's just a bit of a mess right now. Literally, kids bring me paints, they want to paint. It just gets really hectic. I have a daughter that likes to steal my markers. It's a mess right now. But I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna cut these leaves out with my scissors. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Again, this is all just for the pineapple bag. So for those of you that have purchased the pineapple bag, like these are all the things I did to make your bag, or if you're interested, this is all the work that goes into it. So, and some people think it might be a little crazy what I ask for, a little coin purse. There's a reason, because of all the work that goes into it. And typically when you buy something that's made inside of a hoop, as a maker, you have to consider how much of your supply you had to use and how many hoops it took to make something, because every time you use a stabilizer, I mean, you had to pay for every piece of stabilizer. So things we think about. So this is what it looks like before it goes onto your bag. Made leaves. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually load onto my machine the pineapple bag design itself. Words. I know, I'm sorry. If I'm talking at you and you have no idea what I'm doing, I apologize. But now I'm gonna show you how I make the pineapple and then how we get the leaf onto the pineapple bag. It's actually really exciting. When I first saw people do in the hoop designs, I was actually really surprised that somebody manufactured and engineered this themselves. So let's go ahead and let me get it prepped up and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so momentarily taking a time out because real life just happened. So I smelled something really fragrant and sweet and realized that my 5-year-old had pumped out almost the entire bottle of our foamy hand soap. I buy our soap from Bath and Body Works because it's fun and we're working on cleaning our hands, and it's really motivating because it smells good and it's fun and it's foamy and they're really cute colors sometimes. So this is something that I do for us and our family. Personal preference. We are a sensory family, special needs family. My kids are on the spectrum. There's things that I might do that other people do not. So she thought it'd be a great idea to watch this. We just pumped all of our soap. Is this what we did? Is this fun for you? I'm gonna think so. All over our bookshelf. If you want to know what all the soap looks like when it's pumped out, this is exactly what it looks like. So, you know, we're gonna take a time out here for a second. Okay, so I'm gonna take like a momentary time out to clean this. I promise we're gonna get back to the pineapple bag But this is what happens in my life. I have to stop, and now I need to go ahead and make sure I get this cleaned up and get my kid cleaned up, and then we can like reconvene. But for now, we gotta time out, okay? And then also, I'm supposed to have 2 therapists show up today. One's refusing to come over because of this whatever scare, and the other one's an elderly woman, so I kind of get it. She doesn't want to be here. That's fine. So now I'm also down to 0 therapists today, so it's just mama keeping it down, keeping it cool, I think. Good morning. Did you decide to join the party? Oh boy, you're up early. This is early for you. 9:30? You're usually not up until what, 11? Yay! Okay, so we went from cleaning up a mess to unsuspected wake up here. She normally doesn't wake up till like 11:30, between 11:30 and 4:30 in the afternoon. That sounds weird to you, I'm sure. But she like sleeps a lot and then still goes to bed at night. I don't understand. So yeah, now she's awake. So now I get her ready. So another timeout. Sorry about that. We're really gonna get back to it, but seriously, this is how it goes every single day. So I'm gonna get her ready and get her going. She's currently watching Looney Tunes because she's a big fan. We've been going through some teething. We've been going through some teething issues. She's almost got like all her teeth, but it's been super painful for her. So our one thing that she likes is Looney Tunes. So mom and dad give in to Looney Tunes just because, I mean, it makes her not as cranky. So I think that's a small price to pay to have a baby that's not like super upset. So judge me if you want. Don't really care. So yeah, I'm gonna get her ready, and then we're gonna try again to get to our pineapple bag. Don't worry, it's only 9:30. We only have the rest of the day to go. So here we go. Wasn't that like super fast? I'm like the fastest mom you've ever met. Just kidding. Okay, so I got that figured out, and then while I was doing that, I actually remembered I had to put my compression sleeve on. If you followed or maybe saw my story, I got surgery literally on the last day of last year, and I'm still in finger recovery. Part of it is my finger is so swollen, and so is my joint. I can't fully make a fist. Like, apparently you're supposed to be able to do this, and I can only do this. So part of it, I think my joint feels kind of stuck, and my finger, I'm told, is really swollen, which it could be swollen for a year. So I wear, I go between a compression sleeve. I also have a silicone sleeve, which this is super complicated. So I'm gonna take me a little sit-skis while I explain this. So compression sleeve, and then I also have a silicone sleeve that's supposed to help my scar heal beautifully, which apparently is not for aesthetic reasons. It's actually because it helps reduce the like thickness of your scar. And I guess that's important because if my scar attaches to the tendon in my finger, I'm gonna lose all mobility. So I'm constantly trying to work on that. I have to like massage my scar. I have to wear the silicone sleeve. I wear a splint to bed. In a while, I'm sure you'll see me put on the splint I have to wear during the day. At some point, I also have to get my finger and rub it against like a towel, like a piece of a towel, because my nerves are shot in my finger. They either have no feeling at all, or in some places, just rubbing up like on your nail, if you do this to your finger, I literally feel it's so painful. Like I just get pain. I feel like someone's trying to cut me open. It's horrible. It's terrible. It's burning. If scissors touch me, really painful. The metal part of scissors. For whatever reason, my finger doesn't like metal or nails or anything like rough. So I have to like desensitize myself throughout the day. And then I also have to use strengthening putty or whatever you want to call it. But I use putty and I kind of do like this. I literally have finger exercises that I'm supposed to do. And then I'm supposed to work on getting a good fist because I don't have one right now. I actually do a lot of stuff with my finger. I really didn't know that it was going to take this much work to get a tumor removed from my finger. But yeah, I had to go to the Mayo Clinic and get a tumor out. Don't worry, I'm okay. We tested it. It's supposed to never come back, which is great. I was told that if you get one, there's not a likelihood that you'll get like more on your other fingers or anything like that. But I was told if it comes back, obviously call. So working on that. So you're gonna see me with various accoutrements, different accessories throughout the day on my finger. That's why. I'm just gonna let you know because it probably looks weird. And if it were me and I saw it, I'd wanna know what is going on. Plus I'm nosy. So there's just that. So let's deviate back onto our pineapple bag. And I think that since today has been such a like chaotic time, we're gonna keep this to one day. I was originally gonna vlog for the entire week and do different days, but now I just decided I'm going to consider myself the sporadic like at-home mom vlogger who just vlogs on random days. Plus I have other businesses and I'm gonna vlog on the other businesses on other channels, because I also do YouTube tutorials on how to embroider on an embroidery machine. So if you find this entertaining, or if you're literally just that bored, I wouldn't mind if you watched all my videos or followed me on YouTube and gave me a little extra love. It really helps. Views help, liking things, sharing things, all these little things where it's just literally clicking buttons on your phone with your finger. It really does help, especially people like me, because I do stay at home with our kids who have special needs. And my goal is to be able to work from home and have businesses that I can sustain, because they have like thousands of appointments and doctor's appointments and visits that if I had a job where I had to go 9 to 5, they'd fire me. I'd never be there. So this is the only way I can make it happen. So, you know, giving clicks and doing things that really are really easy for you actually mean a lot to someone like me. So just kind of think about that next time you're scrolling through, or if you want to share something that I've done, like a little things that you can do on your phone that literally cost you $0 really do impact someone's life and their livelihood and their family. And there goes my soapbox. I'm over it. Let's get on to our... Okay, we're back to my like messy space, which I know I said I was gonna clean. I am gonna clean, but I'm only gonna clean once my machine is good and going. And it has started. And I know it's not gonna stop for a minute. So I have to use a different size of hoop. You saw the first one. It's a little smaller than this one. This one's bigger. So for this one, I don't have these cute little sheets that are already cut out. Instead, I'm going to take my roll of my tearaway stabilizer and I'm going to cut a piece that I know will fit onto my hoop. Come in pre-cut sheets or rolls. I get mine on Amazon. I get a lot of things on Amazon because I am homebound most of the time, and that's just because my kids get all their therapy at our house, and so because of that I have to be here for all of that, and so I really can't just run out and get something real quick. That's not an option, so I do rely on Amazon a lot. I do love that like Whole Foods will deliver to me when I need stuff from them, like fresh bread from their bakery. Totally the best. If you've never done it, I don't know what you're doing with your life, unless you can't eat bread, then I'm sorry. I'm really sorry because I freaking love bread. Okay, so I put this on. I'm gonna move on over here to back to my machine. And you can see, let me move you a little bit so you can see what I can see. There. Okay. So I'm gonna put a different, I'm gonna put white. Generally how things work is you can always load white into the bottom because people won't see majority of the stitching, except for the few exceptions like I just showed you with the leaves. But for the most part, no one really ever sees that, and so it is general practice that you just keep white on the bottom at all times. So my pineapple's yellow, so now I need to get some yellow thread. I gotta put it onto my machine and I gotta thread it. Again, all part of the process. It takes quite some time to make all these lovely items that you guys see. But I mean, really, people only ever get to see the end product. They don't see all the work that went into it. So sometimes I get people questioning me as to why I charge what I charge for certain things. But there's literally a reason. Because it does take a lot of time and energy to do these things. Okay, so general practice when you make these is that it will always stitch out an outline. It's kind of like if someone was drawing up a rough draft. That's the general idea, so we know where things are gonna go. So it's just like sketching something out for me so I know where everything's gonna go. So, which I'm looking at it. I need to double check if this is the size. This looks like this big old bag. I need a large version. I want to show you. I made this large one on accident, and I actually haven't offered it up to sell it yet, and I should. This is a lot bigger than the baby pineapple bag. I just realized this is the big one, and I need to shrink it. So we're gonna, which happens, I'm gonna go back on my machine. I have a smart machine. I don't want to say it's smart. Most machines can do this, where it can shrink things for you, which I'm gonna do right now. I want to say this is it. Okay. Yeah, I forgot. We're supposed to shrink it first. So we're gonna start all over again. As is my life. Yeah, this looks right. This one looks right. Okay. Yeah, I have this big one. I'm gonna have to offer it because it's just hanging out. But now that I'm making a smaller one, I think I'm gonna take a picture before I send this one out, so that way you guys can have a size comparison when I offer it up for grabs. Okay, so, alright, now I'm gonna take it off. I'm sorry, it's gonna look confusing to everyone but me. But let's see these lines. And you'll be able to tell. It's a lot of stitching, but I'm gonna mark it, especially for myself, in a Sharpie here. And this is what I care about. This line, and wait, no, this line is the second, third line. This is it. All right, and then to make sure, my little ruler here, I'm very sure I know what the measurements are. Sounds about right. 3 inches up top. I know I have this in a spreadsheet somewhere, but I don't feel like turning on my Mac just to find it. Let's say this is like 5 1/4. Oh wait, no, I did it by the big one. See, there I go. Already getting confused. So 4 1/2 should be good. Let me double check that, because what did I just do here? Yeah, that is right. I thought that number looked too big. 2 inches is correct. And then how big is this? Let's say it's 5 inches wide. And you can write on this. That's why I really like this. And that's just gonna get thrown away, ripped off and thrown away. So why the heck not? Now all overall. Overall, we'll say it's about 6 1/4. Oops, that's a half. Girl, if you could write. Overall. Okay. Through the whole shebangy. Okay. Notes that no one will understand but me. Okay. So now I'm gonna take what I wrote down, because I don't feel like turning on my computer and finding the file. I'm gonna just, so I should be able to do it by the width of it. So let me get my ruler. I have so many rulers cutters. Where's, oh, the trash one's here. Didn't I just use it? I guess I, no, dang it. Everyone's, kids moving stuff. All right, kids, let's not move things. Okay. I keep this like inexpensive, this one is so dull and like jacked up. You know, we all just have some things that we just use to do like garbage work. Well, that's what this rotary cutter's for. They normally start off and they're super sharp, but given that this is like a fake leather type material, I don't want to waste my good blades that cut precision on cotton. I don't want to waste them on something so rough and tough as this. But I like getting clean lines, so this is just my, as you can tell, my kids literally like ripped off the, it used to have a nice pretty rubber handle. Now it looks like garbage. Okay, so what do we say? 2-inch piece. 2-inch piece. I need a 5-inch piece also. And then hopefully we got 6. We have like 5 left. Actually, no. What am I talking about? We need 4.5. I'll just leave it. I'm not going to cut it down. It's going to get cut up anyway. And then I'll just be left with a tiny piece I can't use. Okay, so these are all my pieces. And here's my little pineapple leaf. Next thing is I'm going to get my obnoxious zipper container. Literally, I have a thing full of zippers. And we're going to dig out something yellow. I got a couple. A short yellow zipper. This is a long zipper. Those are kind of long. How long are these? It's gonna have to be one of these. Alright, so yellow zipper. Literally. Have you ever seen so many zippers in your life? Believe it or not, it's necessary to have that many zippers. Alright, next thing I have to do is the zipper's gonna get attached first. Oh yeah, it's way longer than it needs to be. And I have to center my zipper in with these lines. You just have to feel. You have to use my fingers to feel the bottom. And since I still haven't gotten my tape, we're gonna use this painter's tape that I use on my Cricut mats. I'm gonna use that to hold it down temporarily. It's just gonna attach our zipper. We're gonna make this entire bag in a hoop. Okay, I'm gonna do 0 sewing. I can sew, let's clarify, and I do know how to make bags, but given that all the details of these bags are embroidered on, it's actually easiest if the machine just does all the work. There's no point. It's gonna do all my, it's gonna stitch out all my details and everything, so there's really no point in me doing anything. Plus it's nice because it can work while I get ready for other projects. So the next thing this thing's gonna do, it's literally gonna sew the zipper down to this paper-like material. And then we're gonna, once it's done with that, we start attaching the panels of the bag. Now I'm gonna fix, all right, so now we have to take some of these panels and we gotta match it. So the way I like to do them is I need the teeth to meet at the middle. All right, again, I'm gonna hold this down because I live in a lawless land here of embroidery. You should just tape it down, but I mean, seriously. Okay, so the next thing it's gonna want to do is it's going to actually stitch out a line that's gonna let me know where all my things need to go. Which for this bag is going to be the, it's going to be my little greenery. And then I also add on a clip for people so they can attach this to their bag rather easily. So I do that. Let me cut these because they're going to drive me nuts. Oh, I didn't get the best scissors. Dang it. Alright. So I'm going to let it do that. Okay, now I'm going to get my other box. Because I don't have enough boxes, right? Okay, so this box is filled with what is called fold over elastic, or FOE for short. And I use this cute little yellow with polka dots. And I use these little clips. So we're gonna get that. And there's no real measurement that I use for this. I just kind of eyeball it, what I think I need. And I'm just gonna cut it. All right. And that's all we need, just that tiny little bit. And it's gonna hold, eventually it's gonna hold like this. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do, coming back onto this machine, I'm gonna look and decide which is, oh, actually stitched out so nice this time. I'm not sure which the back, this must be the back. Okay. I'm going to eyeball it and see whereabouts the middle is. Keep it even. That looks like the middle. And now this is going to stitch down my greenery to my pineapple. I'm actually going to back up and we're going to do it one more time. And not because I'm worried about this, but because I need to now add on my little ring here. Also got to find out where the middle is. I am very aware to make sure that I don't let metal touch metal. You don't want your needle to come into contact with anything that's metal, or it's going to break and I might damage my machine. But I just want to secure this also, so I know she ain't going nowhere. Okay, next rule is like one of the biggest rules when you make bag and you're sewing it in your machine, is always make sure that your zipper is open. Because if you sew it with your zipper closed, you ain't getting that thing to open and you just wasted all that time. So I'm going to open up my zipper inside my hoop. I'm going to go as far as I can because it's going to close this all in. And then I'm going to have to... Alright, I guess back to the painter's tape it is. Let me get some. I'm going to tape in my leaves because I don't want them to get sewn into the seams. So I'm going to fold them under temporarily. And we're just gonna roughly, very roughly, like this is not science, this is not like some crazy practice. You okay, pumpkin? I'm just gonna tape these leaves down. And sometimes I tape down this, actually, you know what, I should just do it because with my luck it's gonna move. I don't want it to move, so this is, hi Penny. Oh, what do you need? Okay, we're gonna take a minute time. Okay, sorry. Took a momentary break. My baby needed some snacks. Totally get it. She's my kid. I need snack breaks too. Okay. Let me get... Now we're gonna use the very last piece. And I'm actually gonna take this off. And I'll show you here because it's kind of hard to work that way. So the idea is that this one piece is going to cover everything, because it's going to be the back. And I'm just gonna use I shouldn't use painter's tape. It costs more than Scotch tape, but I have to go get it from the dining room. I was using it to piece together patterns. I do make, my mother and I make tops for my daughter. She doesn't necessarily like regular clothes. She likes fancy clothes with certain materials, so we spend a lot of time making clothes just for her. If not, she takes them off. If she doesn't like it, she'll take it off. So we make her fancy blouses and tunics because it's really hard to find what we want at the store, and she doesn't always like them. And then everything that she likes is usually super expensive. And then I'm like, why are we gonna bother? She's gonna grow out of this in like 2 weeks because she's so freaking tall. We just make them. We hoard fabric and make her tops. And I can make her the same top with the same pattern in any size I want and with any fabric I want, and it's cheaper in the long run. So I use my Scotch tape to put her patterns together. Alright, so here we go. Let's close this bag. This part is painstaking. This is the part that it gets caught up on. And I'm actually, let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna let it run one more time, and then I'm actually going to take it, because I have a fancy machine. Okay, so I'm stopping this right here. This bag gets really thick for this machine, and it's not an industrial machine, which I do want to get eventually. I just need to work my way up to it. They're expensive. My hope is that through all of my social media marketing I can get, and my YouTube channels, that I can get enough money to invest in an industrial machine is the goal, because that's the machine I want. It's about 15 grand. You okay, Pumpkin? Okay, just throwing stuff over. I'm gonna take this apart because I don't like it, but I did recently get a sewing machine that can handle this. So we're gonna fix this and flatten it, and I'm gonna go over it again. So at this point I'm taking it out. This is not a requirement, by the way. Normally you would completely finish it inside your hoop and call it a day, but since I added stuff onto it, like the fold over elastic and the hook, that's too many layers for this machine to handle. So this is what it looks like at the end. It's too much for this machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to a machine that is more equipped for this. It's not industrial, but homegirl's heavy duty. And I'm going to go over it again. Not a requirement, like I said, but since I modified it in a way that makes so many layers, like that's pretty much 4 layers of like fake leather and some elastic, which is a lot for a machine that normally just handles like cotton and stuff. So we're gonna do that. Let me take you over and show you new girl. Okay, so let me turn this on. This is my new machine. I also have to change out the foot. on her. I think I've been using my left hand lately. It's gonna come in handy. I have to put on a Teflon foot because the like leathery material has like a sticky kind of quality to it. Metal gets stuck to it rather easily, so you have to use a special Teflon foot so it doesn't get stuck. And then I'm leaving this here on the bottom because I don't want my teeth and this plastic part to get stuck. And so, all right, let's see. I already have it loaded up, but let's see. I'm gonna start right at the bottom. I'm just gonna roughly follow the same lines that they already had. I'm gonna use them as a guide, the white lines I already did. So let's do that. Okay, so I got it. I sewed it, and if you can see this machine, oh my god, life changer. It went through it like nothing. Like if you've ever sewn before, it sewed through it like a piece of cotton. It was magnificent. Okay, so the next thing I have to do with this is, like I showed you before, you kind of just, it's like perforated. We're gonna go through all this. Yes, pumpkin. You need a drink? All right, just want me a second, okay? 1 second. Let me get these scissors. Okay, I'll help you in just a moment. We'll take a mini break here. Let me just get this main piece off, okay? Okay, so actually before we get started, I need to switch out my regimen here for my finger. It's time for, oh no, snack it. I gotta switch to my brace real quick, so I gotta do this for a while. Okay, so yes, we are like desk copying. I have currently 4 desks. 2 have machines on them, well, 2 have embroidery machines, 1 I sew on, and this is for my computer, which, don't you love this lovely artwork? It was really cute until my daughter colored all over it. I'm actually gonna try to see if I can wash it today. I'm gonna have this cute thing too. Look, I love her. You should follow her. Catnip illustrations. She's based out of the UK. She translates. She's an illustrator. Super cool. It's my coaster. I'm obviously a fan. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this out with my heavy duty scissors, making sure to cut even the zipper. These are not metal zippers, like the teeth are not metal, so it's gonna be okay. It also wouldn't be able to work with my machine if they were metal zippers, so. Now this is the thick part, all right. Okay, so here's the part that things get a little different. I'm actually going to use my little seam ripper here, and you see all of this, like the tearaway stabilizer, which is the paper-like material. I have to remove all of it. So I'm going to do that, and essentially it's going to be 1 square that is perforated at a time. Let's see, sometimes if you bend it, it'll start to perforate. And then you can kind of just pull up from there. Penny. You can kind of just pull up. And I've also got tweezers to assist me with that. So this takes quite a bit of time. This is a labor of love for sure, but I don't send these with the stabilizer in them. So I'm gonna throw on something to watch today. I'm actually watching The Magicians on Netflix, and I'm gonna listen to that in the background while we take all this stabilizer off. Okay, so now that I've got us all set up, let me show you. This is kind of what it looks like. Still look a little rough around the edges, but I promise it'll be cute. So what I'm going to attempt to do is get my fingers in here and open up the zipper, push the zipper back a little bit more, because I have to turn. This is the inside, so this is the ugly side we're never gonna see. There we go. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is, see, here are leaves. I'm gonna try to take off the tape first because I don't want this to get in the way. Just put that there. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm gonna push leaves out first. Leaves out, and here we go. We're growing our cute little pineapple. I'm gonna cut this little guy, we don't need it. Alright, and then now I gotta get the bottom of this and push it through. I have to be gentle because like, I don't want to rip it. Oh, here we go. Here's our little pineapple. Aha, here we go. Oh my gosh, it's the cutest thing ever. I love this little pineapple. And see, now we do it pretty side out. I'm gonna clean it up here. Looking nice. And see, we have our little hangs on the back. Here we go. And try to push this. Sometimes you have to like work it like clay almost to get it to look how you want it to. Which is interesting because almost like clay, when you heat it up and move it, it tends to be a little malleable also. There's some little things I need to get cleaned. Cool, so here's the little one. Let me show you now that we have a size comparison. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry. Yeah, like you hear and actually heard you. Okay, let's get the big one. So you can see, these are the size difference. See this? It's significantly taller. So this is the big one. This big one, I need to sell it because I made it too big on accident. And now she needs to, I mean, someone deserves a cute little pineapple. She also has a little dealie on the back. So cool. So that's what it takes to make the pineapple bags that you guys see. This is actually a really popular thing. I think I've sold the most of them on Instagram. It is still an Instagram exclusive deal. All you have to do is DM me to order one. And then this size is also going to be available just because I accidentally made it. And then I'll probably just continue to offer it because, I mean, once you show one person, it's not fair to not let everybody else have a go at it. Okay, so cool. Here we go. Big one, little one. You can see it's pretty much it's a lot taller. You can see they're very much taller. So it's lunchtime for us, or mom needs to make lunchtime for us. So I'm gonna go. I have kids do the same thing every day, which has kind of been difficult because I know everyone's like buying everything up, which is also super annoying. I have one kid that only eats chicken nuggets or chicken strips for lunch every single day, and the other one eats pizza or tacos, which sucks because we totally went to the grocery store. And side note, my daughter likes one kind of Tyson chicken strips. Okay, one kind, it looks a certain kind of way. Couldn't find it, went all over, found some at Sam's Club. God, it's horrible. I hate that this is shopping now. And they just pretty much look like really big nuggets. She doesn't like them. They visually look different. Chicken's chicken. There was also Tyson brand, like, but because of, you know, because of her like sensory issues or her weird OCD about things, she won't eat them now. So we've been having to go to like Chick-fil-A or stuff like that to get her nuggets to feed her because she will literally starve herself, which people don't understand. So people go and buy like 5,000 things of chicken strips. Well, now my kid doesn't have chicken strips and I gotta figure out what to do until we get or find a place that has chicken strips because I buy them in bulk. So she'll literally starve herself if I don't have anything else for her. So the people that are buying up everything for like no reason and y'all want to take all the chicken strips and all the pizzas in the world, thanks but no thanks. You're really not doing the rest of us any favors because some people literally will only eat one thing and that's it, and now we're having to figure out what to do. So luckily Chick-fil-A is open through the drive-thru and there's Postmates, or I don't know what the hell we would do. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that and figure out what we're gonna do the rest of the afternoon. Okay, so I'm back from lunch. Craziness. I just realized we're at an hour on this video already. I'm gonna call it a wraps for this studio vlog because we're just getting right back into it. I have other things I'm gonna do today, work on this shop, other shops. If you hung out for an hour, thank you so much. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it. A whole hour of your time is invaluable. If you can follow me on YouTube, subscribe, like, those all are very meaningful to me. Liking my stuff on Instagram, commenting, sharing on Facebook, even if you went onto my Etsy and pinned some of my stuff to some of your Pinterest boards, all these things really make a big difference because it brings more people to me, which is what I need because I'm at home all the time. And since I'm here and I can't get out and personally market myself in the regular world, I do rely on the kindness of the internet. So things that might seem insignificant to you, like watching this video, giving it a thumbs up, or liking something on Instagram, or even commenting or watching my Instagram videos, they really do mean something in the world of the internet because the more views I get, the more action my stuff gets, the more relevant these social media platforms think that I am, and then in turn they'll show my stuff, which allows me to show my products to a greater audience. I know I have people out there that would love my stuff, I just haven't found them yet because they're not local to me and we haven't cooked up yet. So I do rely on all these little things that really don't cost much, but they really are invaluable to me. So hopefully you'll consider coming back next time. Maybe you're a little curious, maybe you want to try machine embroidery. All these things, I have different channels for stuff like that. So you know what, again, thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.